The night was silent around the small research cabin on the edge of the colony. Outpost, the stars above shimmered through the thin clouds, and the air carried a strange scent of ozone and iron. Liam sat at his desk, staring at the faint blue glow. From the data console, he had been working on energy readings from the alien ruins found miles away from the settlement. They were not supposed to be active, yet something in the ruins had started humming 2 nights ago, and the signals had grown stronger every hour. Rubbed his tired eyes. The room was dim. Only the soft hum of the air recycler broke the stillness. The colony was quiet at this hour. Most of the crew had gone to rest. He tried to shake off the uneasy feeling that something was wrong. He had been alone for too long. The silence began to feel heavy thin. He felt it, a shift in the air, the faintest whisper of movement. He turned slowly, his hand brushing against the console, ready to trigger an alarm, but there was no sound. No footsteps, only the cold sensation that he was being watched. A shape appeared in the doorway, a figure standing still against the dim light. Outside, her eyes caught the faint glow and reflected it like polished glass, blue with streaks of silver. Her skin was pale, almost luminous, and her dark hair fell over her shoulders like a shadow. She was tall, graceful, her movements too smooth to be human. She stepped forward silently, every motion controlled, as if the air itself bent around her. Liam Froze's voice caught in his throat. She stopped only a few feet away, her gaze locked on him, intense and steady. He noticed faint marks on her neck, patterns that pulsed faintly with light. Woe. Are you? He tried to speak, but his voice came out rough. She tilted her head, her lips moved slowly, as if learning how to form words. I came for you. Her tone was soft, but the words carried a strange echo, a sound that seemed to vibrate through the room. Liam took a small step back. His mind raced. He had read reports of strange sightings near the ruins, shadows in the fog, whispers in the air, but no one believed them yet. Here she was, something not human, standing in his room. Her expression unreadable, her eyes never leaving his. He asked, his hands still trembling. She blinked slowly, the faint light under her skin brightened for a moment. You woke it, she said, her voice almost a whisper. What did I wake? He asked. The ruin, she said. The ancient heart, it heard you, it sent me. He tried to understand, but her words made little sense. The ruins were old, dead, nothing inside them. Should be able to send anyone or anything. The colony sensors had detected no life forms until Nosh moved closer. The air grew warmer around her. He could see her breath. In the cold room, though, she did not seem cold at all. The light from her markings grew stronger, casting faint blue lines across the walls. She looked at him with a strange intensity, as if searching his face for something. You are not afraid, she said. Softly, he swallowed hard. I am, he admitted. She nodded, a slow, almost human gesture. Then her tone changed, softer almost. Regretful you should be before he could react. The console on his desk flickered, data streams running wild. The symbols from the ruins flashed across the display faster and faster. He turned to stop it, but the air pulsed with heat and sound. He felt pressure in his ears. The lights dimmed and the hum became a deep rumble, like a voice trying to speak through metal. Walsh raised her hand and the console froze. Every light stopped. Every sound vanished. Her eyes dimmed slightly. She looked weaker for a moment and leaned against the table. What are you doing? He asked. She took a deep breath, stabilizing herself, protecting. You, she said quietly. It is trying to find you. It. What is it? He asked again. She looked up slowly. The heart. It remembers, she whispered. It remembers the ones who built it, and it does not like being awake. Again, Liam felt his chest tighten. He tried to move, but his legs felt heavy. She touched his wrist, her skin warm, almost burning. You must come, she said. You cannot stay here. They will come. Who will come? He whispered. The Watchers, she said, her eyes darkening. They hear the same call. They are drawn to. If did not understand any of it, but something in her tone made him believe. She moved to the window, her hand brushing the cold glass outside. The clouds glowed faintly, as if lightning flashed behind them, but there was no thunder. She turned to him, her eyes meeting his again. I was sent to stop them, but now it knows you exist. What do you want from me? He asked. She stepped closer, her face inches from his. To keep you alive, she said, her tone calm, but the words felt heavy with meaning. She leaned back slightly, her eyes glowing brighter again. You carry the key you touched what should have slept forever. Remembered the moment 2 nights ago when he had adjusted a damaged sensor near the ruins? The device had sparked when he touched it, and the readings had gone wild. He thought it was just interference, but now he realized it had been something else. Saw the look on his face, you remember, she said quietly. He nodded. She closed her eyes for a moment, then opened them. Again, the light under her skin pulsed in rhythm with his heartbeat. He could feel it. He could almost hear a deep rumble rolled through the ground. The lights flickered again. She turned toward the sound. They are close, she said, her tone sharp. We must leave now. He grabbed his coat and followed her out into the night. Wind was cold, but the air felt alive. The ground beneath them vibrated faintly. The sky was darker than before, and strange lights shimmered above the horizon. She moved fast and silent, her steps barely making a sound. He struggled to keep up his breath. Forming clouds in the cold air, bend them, the outpost lights began to flicker, one by one. The distant hum of machinery faded, replaced by low tremors in the soil. He looked back once and saw faint shadows moving where the buildings had been, shapes that did not walk, but glided like mistwad. Are those? He asked. She glanced back. Not human, she said. Keep moving. They reached the ridge overlooking the ruins below. The valley shimmered with faint light, the old structures glowing faintly as if the stones were alive. He felt drawn to it, even as fear gripped his chest. Stopped, turned to him, her eyes bright against the darkness. If you go there, it will speak again, she said. Can it be stopped? He asked. Maybe if you let me use your pulse, she said quietly. He frowned. I do not understand. She reached out her hand. You will, she said softly. When her hand touched his chest, he felt a surge of warmth that spread through him like liquid fire. His heartbeat echoed louder in his ears. The markings on her skin flared, and the air shimmered around them. He saw flashes of something vast, ancient corridors, filled with light, and a voice echoing through his mind, not in words, but in feeling. Then it was gone. The wind howled again, and he fell to his knees. She knelt beside him, her breathing heavy. Did it work? He asked. She looked toward the ruins. They were dark, silent, the light fading slowly. Maybe, she said, but they will not stop. Looked up at her eyes, glowing faintly again. Who are you really? She hesitated, then said, I was made by them, but not for them. I was meant to guide, not to destroy. When you touched the heart, it woke. Mehe looked at her, her face calm yet sad. So what happens now? He asked. She stood slowly, looking at the horizon where the storm gathered. We run, she said, or we fight. It will not forget either way. He nodded, standing beside her. The night air sharp in his lungs. Whatever came next, he knew his life would never be the same. She turned once more, her eyes burning bright in the dark, and together they vanished into the storm as the ruins began to pulse again, faint but steady like a heartbeat that refused to die.